Hello, 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 and welcome to some awesome views and some mountain driving, challenging, dangerous road driving in the Philippines. I am up near Osmena Peak, which is the highest peak on Cebu Island in the Philippines. I'm up on top of the world, you might say, and I am going to be traveling down, and big part of this trip is road under construction, so it is not paved. Uh, Real tight hairpin curves, and some great views looking out over the sea and the ocean going down here. I went from Cebu City, I went south about 3 hours, 3 hours because so much of it was under construction and stop and go type thing. And anyway, it took me 3 hours to Dalaguete. And when I got to Dalaguete, it's called the breadbasket of Cebu, because up here in these mountains, it is amazing. You wouldn't think there'd be farming up here, but up on top of these mountains, there is a tremendous amount of farming. Um, Cabbage and guava and carrots and onions and boy, you name it. They grow just a ton of stuff up here on the mountain where it's cooler. You go up in elevation and it's cooler, and a lot of vegetables and fruits don't like that hot weather down in lower elevations. By the way, this is a 360-degree video I took on my Insta 360 times 3. And if you're watching on a smartphone, which the majority of you are, you just turn your phone around and you can view all around, beside and behind me and up and down. And I have the camera mounted on top of my helmet. And the amazing thing is you can't see the camera because it is, even if I use a meter long stick, 3 foot long stick, that the software makes that stick invisible. Almost looks like I've got a drone following me. If you have a touch screen, you can just use the touch screen. If you just have a cursor and a screen, I think it's up in the upper left-hand corner. There's a little icon up there, and you can use it to turn the video around, up and down, side to side. And you might be able to use your keys on your keyboard as well to move the video around, depending upon your device. And the quality of the video too. I have a lot of people tell me the quality is real good, and I have a few people tell me, oh, the quality's so bad I couldn't watch it. It could be a number of things. Could be your internet connection. This is a 5.7K video. But that is spread over 360 degrees. That's a lot of data. These are huge files. And depending upon whether your internet can handle it, depending upon whether your device has enough memory, RAM memory in particular, to handle that much data, will have some determination. You can also, on YouTube, you can go down into settings and you can change the quality if you have a slow internet connection. YouTube might automatically give you a poor quality, so go down there in the quality and choose the highest quality you can get, and that will change your picture. I've had several people tell me that. You can also change the speed. You can speed it up, slow it down. There's some YouTubers that talk real slower than I do, and I turn up the speed of the video 1.25 to 1.5 times faster. Some people talk so fast that I slow it down. I had to, when I hit this gravel up here in a little bit, and it's very slippery, very, very slippery. You can't really tell how steep it is, but it's much of this is very steep going downhill. And I was down in first gear, and it's like limestone or chalk, powdery talc type stuff, very slippery. Touched my brake a couple times and you just slide. Doesn't take a grip. Add to that a lot of gravel and a lot of grooves in the road, and very dangerous driving. I did a video the other day coming back up this road, and here we're getting into that little not so nice area, and I figured out I need to slow down big time. So I'm down in first gear using and that first gear is not enough to slow you down enough. So you're kind of feathering your brakes as you need to, trying to stay in control. And this road is going to take me down to Badian on the west side of Cebu Island, and from there I'm going to go up to Moalboal. I've got a second 360 video. I'm going to take this down to where I hit a roadblock. I think 30 minutes I sat there. And then I've got another 360 video going the rest of the way down and on up into Moalboal. A few days later, stayed in Moalboal, did a little scuba diving, some good food, and interesting place. I've done several videos there. In fact, if you're new to the channel, think about subscribing. I think like 70% of the people that watch these videos are not subscribed. I've got like 1,100 videos up since 2016. A lot of cost of living, a lot of travel videos, real estate videos, what do condos look like, what do you get for your money, other just travel videos, informative videos about government, immigration, visas, all that sort of thing. I generally put out 2 to 3 videos every week, and will continue to do that. Most of my videos are with a GoPro 9, does a really good job, although all GoPros have this different bugs. They tend to overheat, and I've got to buy a couple new batteries because they overheat and then they destroy the batteries over time. Cebu Island, the Philippines consists of over 7,000 islands, and many of those are volcanic islands. Well, perhaps all of them are. And lots of mountains, lots of roads going over those mountains, and here on Cebu too, there's a number of different roads. I did not take the road that most people take from Car over to the west side. For a number of reasons. I want to see some new sights, and I had heard that there were some really great views up in this area, and you're going to see them up here a bit. With just a fantastic view of the ocean. When I came up over this road, when I came down this road, I thought it would be easier going up than it was coming down, because it was pretty tricky driving down. And to my surprise, it was actually more difficult going up. And I did I laid it over. I did a little spill at one spot, and that's on one of my previous videos. Somebody told me, well, I should have let the air out of my tire, in particular my rear tire, dropped it down from 30 pounds down to 10 pounds, and I would have gotten a lot better traction. And that is true. You need to be able to adjust your tire pressure. But like I said, when I started up, I thought it was going to be easier going up than coming down, but you're slipping and sliding. I mean, just almost like you're on ice. Just unbelievable experience, but I believe it now. And I have some pretty knobby tires. The guy I got this bike from, he put some pretty nice tires, knobby tires on it, and but yeah, lower air pressure would have made a big difference. But then you've got to, I had an air pump along with me, a little mechanical one. It would have taken me a while, but I could have pumped my tire back up once I got back on pavement. As we get up here further, there's going to be a lot of hairpin curves, really, really tight curves. So there again, you're down into second gear a lot of times to make those curves. I've had a couple friends tell me, give up that dangerous motorbike and get yourself a car. And here I'm going to pull over, and you're going to be able to. There again, this is a 360 video. You can turn this video around. You might be able to zoom in. You zoom in on the video. There again, partly depending upon your device. Zoom in and zoom out. Look around all about. If you see that island down there, that is Badian Island. Badian Island. And there's a town called Badian. There is a province called Badian. I'm probably in Badian province, perhaps right now. And there is an island called Badian. And there are a number of resorts in that area. There's a kind of a white sand beach in that area. And out on the island, there is, I think, a couple of resorts at least as well. You need to take a boat over there, of course. It is an island, unless you're a good swimmer. Just strap that luggage to your back and float over to the island. Anyway, that dog knows that this is his road, laying in the middle of the road back there. Very little traffic up here. A lot of the traffic is people who are involved in working on this, I think. I don't put I don't put music to my videos, and there's a reason I don't do that. I don't like music, background music. My observation, my personal taste, a lot of times it distracts me from what the person is saying. Now, if I wasn't narrating, still, I would not put music. My choice of music probably isn't your favorite choice of music. So my opinion is, I could put this video up and just not talk at all, and just, if you want to turn on some music to the video, put on your favorite music. Turn on your music that you want to listen to and watch the video. And there are some people, and I've commented on a few videos in the past, not related to the Philippines, but the music is so loud that it's difficult to, it's almost overwhelms the person who is talking about whatever they're talking about. And I listen to when I get time, I spend a lot of time taking video, editing video. I've got a little bit of life outside of YouTube, so I don't have time to watch a lot of videos. I'm not, there might be 100 YouTubers in Cebu City, and I'm familiar with one or two of them, I think. Different people mention different ones, and it's like I haven't heard of them. I don't know who they are. But when I do watch videos, I listen to a fair number of health-related, healthy food-related videos. Science videos, medical videos, especially these last 3 years of emergency crisis all over the world. I started watching a lot of medical and scientific discussions about that health issue that shut down economies all over the world, destroyed lives and livelihoods all over the world, destroyed economies. Look at that view. The sea, there it is, Badian Island right in the middle of the screen down there. I've got a history and geography degree. I am really interested in ancient history, so I watch a little bit about ancient history. And more as LiDAR is being used to look into jungles and find civilizations that they never knew were there before, and just new discoveries, just amazing. I have been thinking about starting another channel or two, one related to health. I'm not a doctor or scientist, but I do read a lot. I do read a lot and research a lot, and I can pass on different information. A lot of people don't have that time. They don't have, even if they have the interest, they don't have the time. They've got families, they've got work, they've got other things to do, and they don't have time. And I've thought about putting together a health-related channel just to kind of summarize a lot of that stuff and point people to different resources if they want to find out more information. Another channel or podcast, and I don't know if it would be on YouTube or a different. YouTube has been still continues to censor a lot of discussions about a lot of things, and it just really is distressing that there are thought police out there this day and age that are censoring some of the scientific discussions. Crazy world we live in. More and more, people, governments, media, the elite, quote unquote, self-described elite, want to dictate what is proper narrative, and if you disagree with their narrative, they shut you down. And China has what's called a social credit rating, not just a financial credit rating, social credit rating. And if you do things the government doesn't like, and believe me, it's probably coming to a neighborhood near you sooner rather than later. Anyway, a little bit more about the Philippines. Philippines has over 7,000 islands. I think only about 2,000 of those islands have names. So if you got a rock sticking out of a little bit of an exaggeration, if there's a rock sticking out of the ocean, is that an island? I need to look up the definition of an island. I've had a couple people say, 7,000 islands, that's too confusing. I wouldn't know where to start. In reality, there's only 2 to 5 islands the average person is going to be concerned about. Maybe 11 islands, 11 to 15 islands at the very most. Those are the bigger islands, and maybe a little island hopping around one of those main islands that you end up settling on. Let me know in the comments what your experiences have been here in the Philippines. How much have you traveled? How many islands have you seen? Did you travel much? And I always recommend to people, when you come here, travel. And it's easy to get comfortable, which I did in Cebu City. I came here, was going to use this as a base and travel quite a bit in the Philippines and even outside in Southeast Asia. And I became comfortable, and I don't get out nearly as much as I would like to. So I recommend, if you come, make plans to travel. Get on a plane, get on a ferry, go to another part of the island you're on, or another island. Usually, within an hour and a half, 2 hours, you can be on another island. These islands the major islands are relatively close. And here we're getting into some more construction here, and we're going to come up to a roadblock. We're going to sit here for about 30 minutes, and this was a weekday. I came back on a set, so see, it just barely touched my brake, and I skidded there a little bit. They have a road across the road. A couple of guys in this little hut here controlling it. They got a radio, and they've got a dump truck. Here in a little bit, he's going to back up in there and get a load of rocks as they're trying to widen the road. And so we need to wait for him to get there, do his thing. How long is the wait? 1 hour?
30 minutes.
Huh?
30 minutes.
30 minutes. There again, this is a 360-degree video. You can turn your smartphone around, and you can view all around, up and down. And I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think, what your experience is watching the 360 video. I do some of these. I probably try to do one a week, a 360 video. Some people like them, some people don't. Anyway, thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay healthy. See you next time.